Hi guys, it's Miriam here from Parent Tribe. I hope you're really well. Today I want to talk to you about contractions. Now I get asked all the time, what does a contraction feel like? And I wish that I could give you a concrete answer on that, but like everything to do with birth, it is different for every woman. I remember being pregnant myself and wishing that someone could just give me the answer to that so that I could really prepare myself for it, but it is a really difficult one to answer. However, today I want to give you some tips to help reframe it slightly so that you can feel more confident about them. So here we go. Number one, many people will talk about labour being a bit like running a marathon. Let's imagine that you're starting the race, you get running and you're thinking about the 26 miles ahead of you. If you do that, you're more likely to think about the pain, you'll be hitting that wall a lot sooner, and it's probably going to feel a lot more uncomfortable than it should do. Whereas if you start the race and you think about it 1 mile at a time, you do 1 mile, that's that done, get to the next mile, I've done that one, you keep going, you're very likely to hit that wall a bit later, if at all, and it's going to feel more comfortable. So what does this have to do with labour? So if you start labour and you immediately start thinking or imagining the hours ahead of you, you're probably going to hit that wall a lot sooner and things are going to feel a bit more uncomfortable. Whereas if you start labour thinking about it 1 contraction or surge at a time, that will feel a lot more manageable. You may not hit that wall and hopefully it will feel much more comfortable. So every time you have a contraction, you think, great, that's 1 contraction I've done, that's behind me, on to the next. Get the next one out of the way, that's another one behind me, on to the next. And remember this brilliant mantra, every contraction or surge brings me closer to meeting my baby. It's just like the finish line. Every single contraction gets you closer and closer and closer to meeting your baby. So remember, 1 contraction or surge at a time. The other brilliant tip that I like is thinking about your surges as rising up and coming down again, and the fact that they hit a peak and then they start to ebb away. So let's think about your contractions. Here's my trusty balloon. This is your uterus. Oh, let's get it round the right way. This is your uterus. As the muscles over the top rise up, they're going to hit a peak and then they're going to start to come down again and ebb away. So what does that mean? So let's say at 2 centimeters, okay, your surges are lasting about 30 seconds. Okay, and this isn't a given. It's different for every woman, but let's say they're lasting about 30 seconds. So that means they're going to hit a peak around 15 seconds and then they'll start to come down again and ebb away. Okay, great. So there's no intense stuff happening for 30 seconds. So let's say you get to hospital, your midwife does a vaginal examination and she says to you, you're 2 centimeters. Lots of women will start to panic at that point and think, I'm only 2 centimeters. Oh, I've got hours ahead of me. If I can't manage it now, how am I going to manage it when it gets to 7, 8, 9? You can, because your surge or your contraction is doing exactly the same thing at 2 centimeters as it is at 8, 9, 10 centimeters. The uterus is still rising up, hitting a peak and coming down again. The difference is that they get a little bit longer. So let's say at 6, 7 centimeters, your surge is lasting a minute long. That's great. By then, you'll probably want to be making your way to hospital and you're well on your way. Well done. So a minute long, your surge starts, it hits a peak around 30 seconds, and then it's going to start ebbing away. So really, if you're doing a minute long surge, you're breathing slowly and deeply, that's about 5 or 6 breaths. And you can do 5 or 6 breaths. You've totally got that. So just remember, when that vaginal examination happens, you get a number that you weren't wanting, First thing to say is it's a snapshot in that moment of what's happening to your body. It does not tell a midwife what is going to happen or how long this woman has. Okay, it's just a number. And that you know it's just a few more breaths to get you through it. And you can do that. You've totally got it. Birth partners, remember to breathe. Help her with the breathing. It will make a massive difference to get her through those surges. So I hope that that's really helpful. Surges, contractions, depends if you're doing hypnobirthing or not, but you've totally got this. Good luck. I'll speak to you soon.